Hello, PC Smoker back again with a little Halloween feature. And for the housekeeping, I can't tell, but this is my Gran Habano Imperialis. Almost done with it. Now, like I said, it's a little Halloween feature. And for some Halloween past, I'd like to do a little shout out. And this one goes out to the ThePolishPiper. And the reason why it kind of fits with Halloween, in my opinion, is because, well, he tells some excellent tales of the dead, of pulling up, going on trips to fetch bodies, all that good stuff. Some of the Halloween's it's famous for. And of course, when I wasn't trained to be an EMT, I had my little dead body story, and here it is. We sent off to a call to a house, and when I got there, there was people. There was a woman crying outside. I didn't understand why until we went inside, and then one of the EMTs began to freak out because why? There was a certain smell to the air. And I couldn't tell what it was, but he knew what it was. So he had to get out of that house pronto. So it was just me and the paramedic who went into the bedroom, and we found a dead body. And it turns out the person was been dead for a week. And the one thing about it is that the smell, if you're seeing all these shows in which people reek at the smell of dead corpses and all that, especially after a week. This one, to me, didn't smell that bad. Kind of like the sweet smell of death. Since the person was a woman, obviously she had probably some perfume on the day she died, and so I didn't get grossed out by it. But the woman was black, but there was some shades of white showing out before the shades of green start showing up. So by all outward appearance, she was dead, but we had to figure it out. Well, but we had to check out for sure by hooking up to a EKG machine. So the paramedic put patches on the left and right breast, and then one on the left leg, and the other one on the right leg. And then hook up all the wires to the pads, and then turn on the EKG machine, and it was flatline. And so that was it. She was clinically dead. And here comes the good part. Usually it'd be nice, just to unclip the pads off the clips, take the clips off the pads before you take them off with all that. But she just pulled them off. So when I got to the right leg, when she pulled the wire off, she also took a little chunk of skin as well. So that was another sign that she was really dead. And so that was about it. Just left the house, and of course I had to call the coroner, and that was about it. So that's my little EMT gruesome story there. Now, some little Halloween past I can remember. Back when I was a kid, we went back home. Every Halloween, my mom used to make popcorn balls. And that was every Halloween, and it was, they were great. And they were the hit town. And since mine was since I lived in a small town, we ran out of balls very quickly. So that was all. So we were always a popular hit until inflation started, especially since I started growing up in all three dimensions. So with the money that Dad was making wasn't enough, well, Mom had to go to work. So the popcorn making balls were history, and we had to resort to candies. So we were just like everybody else. Also about that time, there was all this fear about, razor blades and needles and pins and all that being stuffed in the candy and popcorn balls and all that. So that was kind of put an end to that as well. And when I moved here to the U of I, usually around the Saturday before Halloween or on Halloween itself, Campus Town was cordoned off for blocks, and they had a big block party there on Halloween, which everybody went to the bars and started drinking and having a riotous fun until they became a little riotous. And they set garbage bins on fire and threw stuff at store windows. And so the city mayor had to put an end to that. And about a few years after that, they kind of have a little safer Halloween party by having the whole thing held at the Assembly Hall, in which the Illinois basketball team did some plays, do some games around the court, and everybody had a good time. Now I think it's all just quieted down because they really put a clamp on Halloween parties here in Champaign. Carbondale, which is SIU, it's about the same thing. They had wild beer and drinking parties there throughout the whole campus, and there's some people who got arrested and sent to hospitals and all that, but I haven't heard much about if they still have it or not. So that's some of the past Halloween fun we had here at the U of I. Now, I got one question to ask of you, and this is for those of you who were heavy on watching the old black and white shows like Twilight Zone, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and The Twilight Zone. And this is a story I saw on I saw this show on TV when it was in rerun heaven. So I don't know what the name was because I was quite young, so I didn't catch, what the name of the show was. So maybe you can help me out on this. Okay, here's the storyline right here. A man took his son to downtown, and they entered a magic shop. And the proprietor there showed them all the latest magic tricks that were around. And then the proprietor asked the young son to step in the trunk and watch him disappear. So the kid went into the box, and he disappeared. Then the next moment, Dad sees the kid in the mirror. And so the dad was really distraught and, wiped the dirt off and cobwebs off the mirror, put it on the proprietor's face, and then the next moment, he was out there on the street with a lot of people looking around him, finding out what's going on, and his kid shows up. Oh, everything was fine and dandy until, well, strange things began to happen. And what happened is this kid had a little secret power they had. And if he wanted to bring death and destruction to anybody, he would put his finger in the middle of like a window, and like this, and draws a little spiral around and around and around until he hits the middle of it. And then, so like, oh, the old man across the street that he didn't like, he did that trick to that house, and the house caught on fire. And so the parents figure out, well, better not mess around with this kid because don't know what's going to happen to him. So basically, that's the premise right there. That's the whole story right there that I can remember. So if you have seen that episode on The Twilight Zone or Our Limits or Alfred Hitchcock Presents, you know, write down, just email me, you know, with a PM or a comment down below and tell me where it came from, which program it came from, and was it a half-hour show or hour-long show, because we got Me TV here, and Monday through Friday nights they have the half-hour show from The Twilight Zone, and on Saturday nights they have the hour-long show. So, you know, write a comment, find it, tell me, you know, which program it came off of. It was an hour-long show, was it a half-hour-long show, and if you know what the title of that was, you know, go check for it when it comes on TV again, or it could be on the DVD. So I'll be on that. It'd be great. And if you have any memories of Halloween, if you have any memories of Halloween, past, present, you know, when you were a kid, or if you have kids, you know, I did a video on that, or write a comment down below, and I'll appreciate that. So with that, I'm going to have to end this little video here. I hope it be a safe one for you, and as always, keep the home briars burning, and talk to you later. Bye.